too. He did it through midfield.
Oh, it's not though. Old Wakey is straight into the fence, and Stickers might take advantage here. There's damage on Old Wakey's car.
What is he doing? Oh boy! Oh, big crash, huge crash. Glasses into him. Glasses into him.
Less than a second away from the podium.
It's not over till it's over.
Get the drive. Who's it gonna be? There's the drive. Oh my god! He gets it. Does he get him? He goes into the lead. Oh my god! Oh, that is absolutely incredible. Oh boy!
He's too deep. Oh, he's in him. Oh, it's drama. Drama. Oh. He's gone for a move, very opportunistic. Oh, that came out of nowhere from Morgan Davis.
The battle back for second is an absolute hot rocket. Oh, there's a big tap from Raceman. The Wakey Raceman's the wall. But he's recovered straight away. That bump was so lucky. We'll get a quick
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sector 1 Sim Racing. And, of course, a little bit of a lull at the moment with the season break, of course, between Season 6 and 7. But we've got some racing still going on ahead. And we're looking very, very forward. We're not at Sardinia, so just excuse all the graphics for tonight because they're all over the place. I haven't touched the rig since our last round here in Sardinia, which was absolutely fantastic. Now, we're going to be racing at the Yamigiwa circuit tonight. Of course, we did race this back in the Ferrari days, and it has caused a lot of drama. It is a track you do not want to mess with any time at all. Joining me in the box tonight, we have got one of our most beloved members of Sector 1, of course. It is Cruisin'. How are you there, Cruisin'? How's the feeling for tonight? You feeling good? You ready to get into it and have a big crack? Yeah, I agree, and I think the big thing that we're going to be seeing tonight is a lot of new debutants. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic night that I'm very much looking forward to. So, is there any big standout names in your mind that are going to be putting their best foot forward tonight, or do you want to see the usual suspects up and about? Yeah, that's true. It's gonna be one of those nights. I think that it's just gonna be absolutely crazy. So we are just having a couple of audio issues. So I do apologise for this, ladies and gentlemen. That's how long we've been out of the box for. So we're just trying to make sure we get all this up and running, and I do apologise. Good evening, Lenocious. We've got Shizer, Womble's in as well, and Geesh. Not sure why some people just can't seem to hear you at the moment, Cruisin'. So we are working on that. So bear with us 30 seconds, guys. It's just been a bit of a issue trying to get all this up and running tonight. So we'll see what we can do there. Just see what's going on here. Anyway, do you reckon that with this Mustang that there's going to be any big? We're looking at any big action tonight in terms of these cars? Oop. Yeah, sorry, Cruisin'. Yep, beautiful. No, sorry, my program it's just all over the place tonight. I don't know what's going on with this setup. It's just been playing havoc with me. So. Yep. So, yep. I do hear that, Adam. We're just trying to figure out what is going on at the moment. Unfortunately, it's just been a bit of a bit of a Hail Mary situation. My whole setup's been changed, and it seems like since I've come back, it's just not worked properly. So we are just trying to get that on top of that, of course. And I'll just see what's going on in terms of the chat input, party input. It's weird, because since they've updated this, it just seems like, yeah, it just doesn't want to play ball. So, chat transcription, I don't know, that should be fine. Voice chat should be fine. Mute game voice chat should be fine. So, I'm not exactly sure what is going on with this setup, so we do apologise for this, ladies and gentlemen. It's, yeah, being a bit of a pain. Audio. Alrighty, so, Cruisin', can you just do a favour for me? Just check if your audio is shared? It should be. Yeah, so, long story short, with this setup, it's been completely taken apart and put back together. I've just had my floors done, and for some weird reason, it's just deciding not to play ball with me at all. So, yeah, just a lot of the guys in chat just saying that they cannot hear you, Cruisin'. So, it should be, if you go into the party, you should be able to access it that way. Not entirely sure why. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's... See, that should be heaps better. I'll just see. So, in-game, I'm obviously picking up voices, but I don't know what's... Yeah, I just think it's still playing up a little bit on my end now, so just see what's going on here. Just bear with me 2 seconds. It should be okay now. I'm not entirely sure why this is doing this either, to be honest, because I've set it up the exact same way. Can you just chat for a second there, Cruisin'?
Yeah, so we've got a full
there we go.
Ford Mustangs tonight.
There we go, there we go. According,
power.
yeah, according to my audio mixer, you should be good to go. So, ladies and gentlemen, just let us know in chat if you can hear Cruisin'. We do apologise for this. It's just been, yeah. Anyway, all right. So I reckon we might just head down to the track and just take a look at some of these and see what they're doing. Bear with us 2 seconds, guys. Alrighty, beautiful. Comms is working. We should be good to go at this stage.
I just want to check on one driver. I'm not sure if he went grade.
That's alright. I can run through the grid anyway. So we've got ZX Scar, as we're going to call him, Scar. Haven't seen much of Scar, but I know he's brutally quick, of course. Repping the car that came second tonight in the Chaz Mostert liveried Walkinshaw. Yep. And that was a brutal race today. We've got Revolver, who's done a couple of races before, previously in the Community Series, as I recall correctly, in the beautiful, I think, XA Falcon livery was for the, oh god, I can't remember that far back. We've got Crazy Good Kung Fu racing the Boost mode. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, Crazy Good Kung Fu for Boost Mobile, and he's looking very strong. Very, very keen, one of our new breed that wants to get involved, and he's put on some good performances so far in practice, as is Boy Begum, sitting there for the... Oh, we don't even have teams for this event. I'm going to get used to this. This is how out of the loop we are, ladies and gentlemen. Boy Begum's done a couple of races before. He did I believe, one of the special events last season as well, and he's no slouch behind the wheel, so keep your eyes on Boy Begum. To Lunacy racing in the Ford Mustang, and of course the Ford Mustang is the performance package being chosen by the entire field tonight. Seems like all the boys feel that it is the best car for the job. As you can see, racing the Ford Performance Standard Gran Turismo livery, and make no mistake about it, this guy is wicked fast. We've got Rebs, who's repping a very, very special livery, as I understand it tonight. I think it might be Rebs. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. He's repping his own livery tonight. That's what I've been told. So we've got Salazar Slytherin, who's also in the mighty Ford Mustang. You can tell they've all picked a beautiful car. Salazar's just starting to get the hang of the way Sector 1 works. Got his own custom-made livery tonight and absolutely loves the gold on the car. We've got Shizer, who's just sitting in the pits at the moment. You'll see his special livery very, very shortly. Looking very much forward to seeing him in action tonight. Killer in the pits as well. Red Mist Racing, looking very forward to seeing what he's able to do now. He's got a new SimC. He's very excited about that one. We've got Budsy, 76, so he's looking like he's going to be in a green livery at this stage. And the last cab off the rank, HC Lewis, who I believe might be one of the Hoon Court boys. We're going to have to keep tabs on them. You'll find out more details about these boys later on. Looking very sharp, of course. Their liveries are some of the... I'll have to say, they look fantastic. Anyway, that is your grid for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And we're looking very, very much forward to getting some absolutely awesome racing underway. Cruising, how are we looking on our last driver?
Okay.
Is he...
Yeah, he's on the way. I just need to...
No, that's all good. We will just wait for him to join the fray and get comfortable. But as before, guys, I do apologise for my streaming issues. They were, as Stranger says, was it a button? No, it was complete and utter carnage is what it was. So we'll just leave it at that. This setup, yeah, just got taken apart with a new flooring in the Sector 1 HQ, and it looks very, very lush and lovely. Been running through it with my toes, and it just feels very comfortable. Anyway, Benny has said, evening all, evening Benny. Shadow Racing, go Budsy 76. So, God, Budsy's already got some buddies to watch. Anyway, Scotty, hey Adam, just seen your message on Discord. Yep, Adam, we've fixed that. I think you might be 3 hours in front of me, maybe, but... I think you might be 3 hours in front of me in terms of everything else that's going around me as well. Anyway, so we're just waiting for our last driver to get off the rank.
Yeah.
He's
He's
in.
in there. He's in. He's just loading up, and then I'll get him on track, and we should be good to go.
Beautiful. So 10-minute qualifying tonight, ladies and gentlemen, followed by two 13-lap races. The first one is a absolute bloodbath. Are we going 10 or 15? I think we might go the 15 tonight. I'm pretty cruisy on the qualifying side of things anyway.
Yeah, no, we've got a 15-minute quality session followed by a 13-lap race on the racing soft and the racing medium tyre.
Correct. And then I do believe we have a second race in which will be reverse grid, which is going to be absolutely fantastic to see. And I'll test the boys at the front of the pack and see how they actually do going through the carnage that unfolds in front of them, and the guys that are a little bit just lacking a little bit on pace, and seeing where they end up. And we have had our new runner. You've just kept this one a bit of a secret from me here, Cruising. So we will jump back onto the track in a second, but make no mistake about it, this guy that's joining the fray is a former Sector 1 champion. Just see if I can bring him up. It is TJ. So he's looking very, very comfortable in the Thomas Randall inspired livery. A little bit laggy, but that's the way Sector 1 has been operating the last season. We've had to put up with Gran Turismo 7's endless battles. And TJ, of course, winning the BMW M6, M3's championship, I believe. Is it M3s or M4s? I'll figure out that far back. That's how long we've been here.
Well, just check that quality.
Alright, so...
early, but you know, oh well.
Strap yourselves in, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to gear up for some absolutely awesome qualifying. And when we said we've got the old graphics going on, we mean it. the Sector 1 HQ has not been touched. So, we're going to go for a lap. We'll jump on board. I reckon we might jump on board with... Who's down the battle of the pack? We'll jump on with Matska as he goes through TK1.
I'm just thinking that nothing
TK1, of course, Tyre Killer 1. And then you come up through the Cyborg S's, and it's very hard to come through this bit, especially with these curbs are a bit raised. Understeer can absolutely kill you through here as they go through TK2 as Shizer pulls out of the way. Got to hold hold the front right out for so long, really torturing these front tyres around this track as go into the first sector. And we've got the second set of S's, and this is punishing it so easy, as you can just see with Sky as he goes off. You want to brake a little bit early, you don't want it to overdo the curbs. So they come into 135R. Scar just takes that beautiful tight line, absolutely pummels the foot down as they come down to the flip-flop. Or as we've loved to call it, the frippu-froppu. Don't want to take too much exit curve. The grass is very long and lush here. As they come into the understeer bend. I've actually forgotten what the name of this final corner is. But it's looking very much like there's going to be a lot of people up for grabs for this one. It's just more of a test session for these guys to try and figure out where their pace is at. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Like, it really absolutely looks absolutely beautiful. Evening stickers, hope you're well, buddy. So Salazar had a bit of a crash as well in terms of Gran Turismo 7 doing GT7 things, and it really didn't want to obey with him. Rev's coming into the bits, so he's obviously starting the mediums, just had to swap out, but this will help him. The Prospector has also decided to surprise us all, joining the fray in the Ford Mustang, our Division 3 champion, newly minted, Dadson. Be interesting to see how he goes against this new breed as well. He is an established driver, been around for a very, very long time as Dadson. We've got ISA Renegade, of course, for Intercontinental Esports Group. One of the new kids on the block in terms of the teams. And it is an absolutely striking looking Mustang. It's got a little bit of a Monster Energy Ford Focus about it. A little bit less of the white, more of the black, but it still looks venomous either way. It looks fantastic. Just going to see who's going to be up and about. It's Revolver. What time's he going to set? So Kung Fu's gone to the top with a 131.9. As Scar goes faster with a 131.3. That is a ridiculously quick lap. We saw in the supercars today how quick Chaz Mostert was, and this is literally following the Forte. Half a second clear though. That is crazy good pace.
Yeah, that's quite a good margin to have against fellow racers.
Dadson does a 34.3 first flyer. Just jump on board now, the Alan Moffat inspired Mustang by Revolver. A little bit of understeer through TK2, and that's the major issue through this corner. So he's well down at this point. Nice lap by Boybagum at the moment to sit P4. Doing a very good job indeed. They go through 135R. Killers just had a bit of a moment, so it seems like he's got a massive ECU failure again. Possible teething issues for the Red Mist Racing crew as Boybagum gets out of the way. As Kung Fu goes quick. Is that going to hold him up a little bit? What can Kung Fu do? Can he go quicker? He's got nearly 0.6 of a second to find. And he's well down to 1 minute 32.4, so Scar has definitely set the pace early on. 33.1. Still plenty of time left though, 10 minutes remaining in this qualifying session. Lewis is in, Revolver's in. Shizer goes to P7 with a 1 minute 33.7. That's a good lap. And here's a very, very special livery that we were talking about, guys. So the functional neurological disorder livery, FND livery, very, very close to Shizer, and yeah, we hope, we can't say unfortunately, but yeah, we do hope that this battle goes in Shizer's favour, and yeah, very much in support of an absolute worthwhile cause, and good to spread awareness as Revs goes to a 1 minute 33 flat. Very solid time so far by Revs. Lunacy's gone to P3 though. 1 minute 32.2. His time is very solid. Goes through to TK2. He's just gone up the inside of ISO Renegade. And he's up on his best at the moment. He's still got 0.8 of a second to find though. It's crazy. Jump on board now, as just seen then. Nearly collected head on into one of the Ford Mustangs. It would have been the Alan Moffat livery one. I think it was Revolver that was to the side of the track. Great throttle modulation there by Lunacy. He's up at the moment as he comes into the flip-flop. Does a very good job. Keeps the car stable through Fripru. He's got Dadson in front of him who could give him a very strong tow. Dadson's a little bit awkward on that exit. This is just going to help to Lunacy as Dadson pits in. What can to Lunacy do? Comes across the line now. Goes with a 31.9. That is a good lap. So at this stage, at this point cruising, do you think there's anyone sort of just hovering back a little bit, just taking it easy? Or do you think that they're just trying to find their groove at this point? Still 7.5 minutes to go.
I'm just watching Scar. I have a feeling maybe Scar is gonna give it one more crack on fresh tyres. I reckon he's doing a bit of fuel burning, and I reckon he's got something for us.
He's got some tail wagging going on there too.
Yeah.
Those tyres must be dead.
Oh yeah, they're gone. But I think he's just burning some fuel. I reckon he's gonna be in this lap.
See how he goes. 7 minutes still to go on these tyres. They do wear out. It's quite an abrasive surface as Scar goes sideways out of the understeer bend. No, he's going to stay out. So he's definitely just running a lot. Yeah, running a lighter fuel load to Lunacy's down at this point. Kung Fu's only just an inch behind. Lewis sitting in P4 at the moment. Get in there, Lewis. We become P5. Revolver's got himself the right way around. P6. Budsy in 7th. Good job so far by Budsy. He's doing very well. Revslaw's got a 3-second penalty. He'll have to serve that at some stage. Shizer in 9th now, just on an out lap. Renegade in P10. Dadson, who's been here, he hasn't, as far as I'm aware, he has not been in the seat since his championship win. And TJ just starting to settle up now as he goes into TK1. So TJ's the interesting one. Hasn't really set an indicative lap just yet. See where he's at as he comes into the first sector split. So 23.1, that's not too bad as he enters TK2. On board now with the former champion. Raced for Team 53 back in the day. Actually gave quite a lot of the big boys in the M6s a fright too in a couple of races. A little bit of ECU lag, but looks very comfortable behind the wheel, TJ. Hasn't missed a beat. Still puts miles in, which is good to see. Evening to Brev. Hope you're well, buddy. Goes into 135R. Just front end just seems to want to protest a little bit too much. They go to triple Fropru. I can't even say that right at the moment.
Wow, Scar's just going round again. The right side of his car has just got nothing.
Oh, he nearly just clobbers the wall. He's just had to back out.
Literally, like, the right side of his car is punching.
TJ's just set a 31.9 to go second. Dadson goes with a 32.7. Still might be on a hangover period at this point with his championship win, but that is a striking looking livery.
Lewis has just come out of the pits. I think he's going to go for one more shot.
Just seeing where Rev's Law's at the moment. So he might be just trying to set another outlap. Just get the tyres up to speed. That'll be the key. That'll be the key to all this, is just getting your tyres at that right window and making sure you got the grip to last. So HC Lewis is the interesting one for me. I know Home Corp have got a bit of a following already. They've done very, very well in other leagues. He's not up at the moment as he enters the second split. Straight through the S's.
Shai just popped on the medium tyres.
Yeah, that's interesting. So, I think if it was remembered correctly from Gran Turismo Sport, whatever you finish qualifying with, tyre-wise, is what you're going to start the race with. So, that's an interesting strategy call there by Shizer, if that is the case.
Or is it a bit of testing? Last minute.
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
So, Talunacy's just on an outlap as well. Scar's on an outlap, so we're just about to see happy hour here at Yamigiwa. TJ's just coming into pit.
It's a lot of VL2.
Evening, Betty. Hope you're well, mate. Hi, Betty's mum. Good to see you in the house, mate. So, the interesting thing is it's half a second between the top three. Scar's got a pretty strong lead, but then after that, it's actually quite close between TJ to Budsy. So we keep an eye on Crazy Good Kung Fu at the moment. He's up on his best by 0.02 of a second. Entering into TK2.
Scar, let off.
He might already be comfortable, Scar. He might not set another lap. Might think that that's good enough, and if he does, that's crazy.
Well, just before the split, he let off the foot.
Oh, it looks like Kung Fu's gone a little bit too hard. Boy Begum sets a 32.4. That's a pretty good lap.
The splits between Lunacy and TJ's, there's like...
There'd be absolutely nothing in them.
Piece of paper.
So that moment cost a good second there for Kung Fu. He's got Budsy right behind him as well, who's got Renegade tailing. Kung Fu's off. His jandals are snapped at the Free Fropru. Let's see what...
The Saito Scar, the top 8 is very, very close.
See what Budsy can do now. It's 31.7. That's a good lap. Takes him to P2. Lewis has done a 31.3. What's he done? 32.1. God, I nearly got my numbers mixed up. Might be compromised though. He's got ISO Renegade straight in front of him, so that's going to be interesting. Oh, he's not going to be wanting to see that. Problem is, Renegade's on a lap as well, so you can't really check them up as Rev's Law goes to 33.0. The interesting one at the moment is Boy Begum, who's on an out lap at the moment. He's going to get around for one more lap, but he'll be cutting it fine. Very fine. Revolver's in P8 at the moment, just lightly kisses the wall.
Renegade's got a personal best.
Dadson in P9 at the moment. He'll be just taking it easy. Just trying to find his feet at the moment. Was that who I think it was around? It was too. It was TJ. TJ's qualifying's done. So what happened there? He must have slammed over the curbs at the S's. That's the only thing I can think of. So Boy Begum's gotten there on the sniff and an oily rag. So he'll get one more lap, but he'll have the grippiest track.
Final lap.
This will be the final. What can Shizer do? As Renegade goes a 33.1. Shizer's down at the moment at his best. Dadson does a 32.7.
I want a purple lap right now.
Scar's got a massive toe in front. Oh no, he's got one! He's off! He's been able to gather it, but that'll be qualifying done. He's a 10.5 down, so he was up. And he's got a half. That's killed him.
Yeah.
So Budsy's finished. He's got P2.
Finished. I think he's safe.
I think he might be safe as well. Lunacy's done. Kung Fu's done. Lewis is in the pits. Boybegum's done. Revolver's still on a lap at the moment. No, he's actually on an outlap at this point. Dadson's done. Rev's Law is done. Renegade's done. Shizer is also done. So that looks like qualifying is done. Congratulations goes to ZX Scar. He will take pole on that lap he set on lap 1. Holy jeez, what a lap.
What a full tank of fuel.
That's just phenomenal. That is incredible pace. It really is. So we will just swing back to the slideshow for a second. Ladies and gentlemen, what are you thinking so far in terms of the drivers? Who's going to take the potatoes? Who's going to take the chocolates? And more importantly, who's going to get driver of the day, which we are now renaming as the Womble? That's going to be the interesting pick of the bunch. As we just wait for the drivers, just getting their thoughts, gathering their fresh ideas of how to tame this absolutely brutal track. The front right and the right rear are going to be key here, because with the tyre wear, you don't want to lose that grip too soon, because it is one of those tracks that will absolutely punish you if you get it wrong. It's going to be all about looking after your car and making sure your lines as well. Keeping it clean and keeping it as elegant as possible is probably the best way of saying it. As I'm ready to go for this one. But we'll just wait for a couple of seconds as Gran Turismo does its little thing, unfortunately. It's just signaling that qualifying is still in progress. Cruisin', you got any thoughts on that session and what you're thinking for the first race?
Yeah, I reckon there's got to be a few surprises in the race. I think a few people were more concentrating on their race pace rather than one lap qualifying. So we're going to see a few moves, I think, on lap 1.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're going to see some absolutely crazy racing in these cars. Of course, everyone using the exact same spec car. The balance of performance is on, and it will be 13 laps around this absolutely gorgeous scenic circuit over in the Yamigiwa Prefecture here in Japan. And it was a bit of a flight, to be honest, to get here after Sardinia. And a lot of the teams at the moment practicing for their new seasons. Season 7 is incoming in a few weeks' time, and we are very much looking forward to that. The calendar and everything else is on our Discord channel. Make sure to sign through our Discord, join the fun, and have a bit of a chat if you're keen to get involved. And also make sure you like the stream as well, guys. Get involved and keep the chat flowing tonight. We saw in the Sector 1 Awards we had 36 likes, I believe. So if we can get 15 to 20 tonight for the pre-season event, I think that will be swell. So we're just waiting on one driver to get involved at this point. It looks like one driver cannot tick in, so we're just waiting to see what can happen there. Not too sure what's going on. He might have to start at the back of the grid, so we'll just wait and see what happens on that one there. But anyway, I reckon, Cruisin', we are...
Kick it off.
Yeah, ready to go?
Yeah. About to drop the flag.
Alright, so if all goes to plan, Salazar should be... Oh, you might not join the grid. We'll wait and see, but...
Shizer just left.
Oh, what has happened there? Shizer had a moment.
I just noticed that.
Interesting. So we might have to red flag this one, unfortunately, and just make sure that... these guys are... yeah, pretty keen to get behind the wheel, but... Just see.
I didn't get...
Probably just
I just quickly just took a photo.
No, you're alright, you're alright. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we are ironing out the kinks still at this point. So we see Boybegum's already gone around, so that's not worked in his favour at all. Scar's already taken a pretty massive lead at this point, so I think what we might do is run this first race, and then we'll do the reverse grid race, and then that way these guys can jump in and still, that way they don't miss a race. So,
Finally.
I know, Shice is back in the room as well. Scar's looking pretty strong off the get-go. He's got TJ straight behind him, but look at this battle pack behind. Budsy, Lewis, to Lunacy, Kung Fu, Rebs, they're all there. As Lewis is going to have a big look. And it's been called, the red flag's called. So these guys will have to pull over to the side.
That was a bit of a delayed red flag. I just realised.
No, that's all good. We're still lining out the kinks, dotting I's, crossing T's, so we're just getting used to it all now. So that's only half a lap, and already we've seen a lot of the guys just decide what to do in terms of their race pace straight off the get-go. A couple of those guys were really keen to brawl, which is good news because that means there's going to be plenty of excitement and drama on the track. So we'll just get that one all sorted. And we'll just make sure that it gives Shizer and Salazar a bit of a go. See what we can do there. So I think one big thing that we learned from the Sector 1 Awards as well, a lot of these guys are very, very keen to get involved and try and get involved in the community series or the special events that we're going to be hosting in terms of what's coming up for Season 7. We've got a couple of big ideas and some fun events coming your way, so do stay tuned for that. Looking very, very...
Do I have to set the grid?
I think you may have to, yes. So, if need be, you can...
Event setting?
Yeah, if need be, you'll have to set it by host and then set the grid that way. And then just double check through the stream for qualifying as well.
Yeah, I've got that as well.
Beautiful, beautiful. So as we just fixed that one, guys, a couple of guys having very big ECU dramas. Unfortunately, it does happen. It's just, yeah.
What is set by host?
It should be sitting in there. Grid sort by, oh, if you take off qualifying, actually. Take off qualifying and then you set it to practice race. Anyway, yeah, you can tell, guys, we've been out of the loop for quite a while. It is a bit of an interesting period. A lot of guys having a bit of a lull. And we are just trying to get into the swing of things, of course. And it's been a very, very interesting off-season as well, as we've had a couple of new teams brought into the fray. We're looking very much forward to seeing how a few of them go. We've got Black Glories Racing, we've got Brocky 05 Sim Racing, of course, the Cyborg returning, Kraken Esports, Hoon Corp Esports, ISA, of course, Intercontinental Esports Group, and I do believe we got a returning squad as well, which makes it even better, and I'm looking very much forward to seeing this particular squad, who are former teams champions, and we're not talking about one division or two divisions, we mean the absolute bloody lot, which was awesome to see, and that was... the last time we ran the season, the Teams Championship, which was Season 5, which was one of the most brutal seasons we've ever had in terms of racing, and that was back in the final season of Gran Turismo Sport. That was the Porsche Super Cup, and that was one of the craziest seasons we've ever had. So these guys rose to the top. So we're going to be keeping an eye on them and what their moves are for the foreseeable future. So as we just wait for a couple of these guys to just get back into their cars real quick. And it's been a bit of an interesting debrief by a lot of the teams after what happened last season and how it's all acted. And a lot of these guys are keen to sort of cement themselves in terms of absolute sheer pace, looking to further themselves as well. And I've been hearing around the traps, a couple of drivers looking at hardware upgrades to make sure that they absolutely find a new level in terms of where they want to be. I'm hearing a few of the guys are going from gear-driven to direct drive, possibly. But we'll hopefully see a couple of new guys on Team Fanatec. We'll wait and see on that one as well. But in terms of next season, it's going to be very, very interesting to see who in these brand new drivers goes into Divisions 1, 2, 3, and 4. Of course, Division 1, Distinct Andrew, of course, our reigning champion, who's going to be very, very hard to beat off the get-go. And then you've got the likes of former champion TX3 GTR. You've got the likes of Morgan Davey, who's going to be up and about. It's going to be an absolutely stacked group. And some of these guys that are at the front, I think ZX Scar might just be Division 1 pace. That's going to be very, very interesting to see what he could do against guys like that. And I'm just very, very keen to absolutely see these guys send it. So just waiting at the moment for the grid to be set, and it
Yep,
should
almost done.
almost done.
Almost done. Just finishing up the back grid.
Yep, that's all right. You can put me at the very back of the grid if you wish. Me being the slow
Yeah,
coach.
already done.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we will be starting back up round 1, 23rd of April, which is very, very interesting. Divisions 1 and 3 leading the way.
More people.
And that will be at the Nürburgring Grand Prix, of course. If you do want to see the calendar that's coming up for Season 7 of Sector 1, that will be on our Discord as well. We will be posting that up shortly, or at a later date. We will get that one sorted. And the calendar, it looks very, very stacked. Every single track for the first time this season, every single track is a track you'll see in the real world. So we're going to be going over to America, we'll be getting to the UK, we'll be going to South America, Europe, we'll be touring all over the place, and a lot of these tracks, we're going to be, it's going to be crazy, we're going to be doing differences in weather, tyres, fuel, the lot. It's going to be absolutely awesome fun, so we're looking very much forward to seeing how that one goes, and... Oh, nearly ready there,
We're off.
Oh.
Yep, no, we're off.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Sugar. I didn't even realise we were going. All right.
Nah, just that one quiet.
That's all right. I'll just see what's going on here.
No, it's a pretty calm start. Everyone behaves themselves.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I've just completely missed the start there. Anyway, Scar takes the lead over Budsy76, who's P2 at the moment, and then look at this battle pack straight behind to Lunacy 3. TJ wants a slice of the pie. To Lunacy goes to the outside. You don't want to be on the outside going into the first sector split. Very easy to understeer. And it looks like someone's had a big moment at the back. That is Revolver, who's had a big, big moment. Oh, there's more drama. Who's that that's gone? That's Shizer in the wall. So Shizer's had a very, very big moment as well. Still got quite a few guys going through the S's. It is tough, tricky, and tight work. Renegade goes a little bit wide. And already Scar's playing defense. Budsy is right behind him. Will jump on board the Walkinshaw enhanced Ford Mustang. Oh, there's more drama down the back. Who's that that's gone? Oh, that's TJ. TJ's gone. So TJ's had a massive moment. And oh, Killer! Can he hold it? No, he can't. Killer's gone. We might just be able to get that one in particular on a replay. He definitely went. TJ just must have had a big moment. And then Killer, of course, just absolutely smacking the wall. As Budsy now hanging with Crazy Good Kung Fu. They're not letting Scar get away. So Scar's one lap pace was very, very strong from the get-go. See the mirror right now. Budsy has got an eye full of Kung Fu. Scar's just taking that very wide line through TK2, trying to look after the tyre. So that is the question at the moment, Womble. Who rammed Tinkham is the big thing. I think there was a bit of a coming together with... might have been one of the ISA boys. I'm not too sure. Scar goes very loose on the exit. And Budsy's going to say thank you very much. Kung Fu will go around as well. Get on our replay. It's a very strong move to set it all up. Scar just a little bit of an oversteer moment on the exit. It looks like Scar's had another big moment as well. These boys definitely playing for keeps this early in the fight. Look at this, to Lunacy wants a bit of the pie. So this battle pack really starting to close up as there's another good big battle for the lead here. Kung Fu versus Budsy. Right behind him, to Lunacy versus Scar. And these boys are not joking about tonight. And it's actually the man in P6 who set the fastest lap of all, Reb's Law. But this lead battle pack at the moment to Lunacy and Scar still side by side. Oh, a little bit of a bump. So they go up the Cyborg S's. Can they keep it clean? To Lunacy's gotten past it now. HC Lewis wants to have a look. Entering TK2 at the moment, and look up the front. Budsy at crazy good Kung Fu. Budsy takes it up the inside of TK2. Great move, that. And this battle pack still behind, still fighting as Lunacy. Lewis sends it up the inside. Can he get it in there? Oh, a little bit of a bump. Oh, more contact. Lewis backs out of that though. Nice work. Could have been a massive incident. But how good's this battle so far between these top 6 drivers? This is just crazy stuff. So it looks like Budsy and Kung Fu at the moment just started to gap Scar a little bit, who's just seemed to try and find his rhythm. Oh, was that Kung Fu and Budsy having a moment? Budsy was definitely sideways. Is Kung Fu going to have a look up the inside? He does. Gets it up on the understeer. Budsy will just slide back into P2 at the moment. And Scar's pitted. So Scar was on the mediums to start off with. So that's interesting. Dadson at the moment, P7. So he started well down the grid at the start of the race, and he's decided just to make up some ground. Just needs to stick around. So what we might do, Cruisin', I want to see who started on the medium tyre. So who has, apart from Scar, who we know is on a medium, is there anyone else that started on a medium at this point?
Yes, HC Lewis is the first of the racing medium tyres sitting in 4th position.
Wow. So that's massive. Lewis being on a medium and this far up already. He's going to have to make it work, but if he can get the short-term pain over, he's in for long-term gain.
And then we got TTV.
Oh, yep. So Salazar Black. Sounds like a Harry Potter reference. Yeah.
And Revolver.
And Revolver's, so Revolver's on a medium too. That's interesting.
And
Boy Begum.
And Shizer.
Scar will be on the soft now.
And Chiller. Oh, and Isa.
Oh, and Isa Renegades just had a big moment through the S's as well. And it looks like these soft tyre runners are just going to have to make hay while the sun shines at this point. Because these guys have got a lot of work to do in the second half of the stint. Fastest lap at the moment, TJ, who's unfortunately well down the field at the moment, P12, with a 1 minute 32.3. So, Lunacy's just come into pit, so he's just come out on the medium tyre. That's an interesting strategy call. I feel like lap 5 or 6 is probably where you're going to want to be to put the medium on. So this field just starting to spread a little bit, but we'll wait and see what the tyre does. Lewis being the medium runner though, he's definitely in the driver's seat. 1 minute 33.1, that's not a slow time. And he's going even quicker at this point. Rev's Law P4 at the moment as well. That's a great great effort so far. So looking at Budsy at the moment, the gap between himself and Kung Fu, 1.8 seconds at this point. Just runs a little bit wide, and that might give Lewis a sniff. On board the Hoon Corp Esports Mustang. Through the Fripru Fopru. Is he going to think about a move? Budsy goes a little bit defensive, holds the defensive line, but he's going to be compromised on the exit. Lewis is going to have a strong groove as Kung Fu's pitted. So Kung Fu's decided to get into the undercut on these guys and try and make it work as Lewis goes up the inside to TK1. Can he get it done? He does. That's a great move. So we're looking at the crossover period. Kung Fu's come out about 8th. So where is that in relation to Scar is the point. Oh, Scar's undercut him. That's huge. Scar getting out in front of Kung Fu. That's massive. So Lunacy's only just behind him. Dadson's pitted as well. Looks Looks like a big move happening here between Shizer and Kung Fu. To Lunacy following. Can he get it through? Oh, to Lunacy. Nearly has a bit of understeer through TK2. Gets it done. So we have found out from the pit lane that TJ has retired because he's rocked up to the paddock and doesn't have mediums. How does that work? As Lewis now puts the gap on 1.4 seconds already ahead of Budsy at this point. These guys are yet to pit. Salazar Black in P4 now. And then it's the first of our pit stop runners. So this is the effective leader of the race at this point. Revolver hasn't pitted. He's got Kung Fu. Boybagum and Lunacy. Lunacy's going to go up the inside. Gets it done. Great move. Shizer's just behind him as well. As Budsy and Rebs pit. Lewis has gone out again. And Kung Fu up the inside of Revolver. Revolver going to give him room? He does. Boybagum still wants to have a little bit of a chat to Lunacy about this race so far. Boybagum just holding on to the exit strip of TK1. Oh, look at that. Revolver's just plummeted the wall in the exit of the Cyborg S's. And is Lunacy going to go around the outside? Surely not. Revolver's just not being able to give him room. He's got no grip left in that tyre. And Boybagum's going to have a big look. Lunacy just holds on in the exit of TK2. Mirrors full of red Mustang. He's got a white, blue and red Mustang in front. Oh, look at the move from Lunacy. Revolver has a big moment. And Lunacy will get that done. Great move. Revolver's going to go defensive. Boybagum sends it up the inside. Can he get done? He does. Revolver's struggling. Oh, there's contact. And Boybagum's gone round. Boybagum's gone round. And this driver's having to miss it all. See if we can get that on the replay. Just a little bit of a tap. And then on the exit, Revolver's just shown the inside. And it's just spun Boybagum round. He's had to redress though, so Boybagum obviously not happy about that one, but what that's done is it's chopped and changed the order a little bit. Lewis has come in. He's going to be a very, very quick boy. He's got 5 laps though to make up 7.6 seconds. Kung Fu in P2, and look where Scar is, 3.8 seconds to the good, so the undercut has worked an absolute treat in his favour. Kung Fu's got 4 seconds to find, but it looks like that gap's just getting bigger at this point. To Lunacy. What can he do? So, Lewis and Lunacy at the moment, looks like they're just trying to find their groove. They've got to make time. Then you've got this big battle pack behind between Salazar, Budsy and Shizer. Salazar doing a great job at the moment, still P5. Budsy definitely hurt by that stop. Showing great pace early on, did Budsy, but it's just fallen back a little bit with Shizer in P7. Dadson in P8. Revolver's dropped down to P9. Isa Renegade in P10. Just finding his feet in Sector 1 at this point. Revslaw in P11. Boybagum in P12. After that spin in Killer in 13th. But that's the way it looks at the moment. So Scar's pitted. Scar's pitted again. He's already stopped once. That's interesting. So I wonder what's happened there. So there's been a big moment there. So Kung Fu takes the lead now with Lunacy P2 at the moment. And Kung Fu's pace looking very ominous. 32.5 last lap, 32.6 for Lunacy. But look at Lewis, he's just starting to range in, starting to creep back in. This is the big key at the moment, though. If Scar's got ultimate pace and these tyres wear out very quickly, he is definitely in the hot seat. Salazar starting to struggle. Budsy now up to P5. Scar now up to P6, but he's got to find 10 seconds. Dadson in P7. Shizer in 8th. Revslaw in 9th. Boybagum is now up to P10. So Revolver's pitted again as well. So interesting call by Scar and Revolver here. Killer in P12. Now, absolutely awesome Budweiser livery. Got to give that credit. That looks fantastic. And then Icer Renegade, P13 at this point. But here comes Lewis up the outside. Is he going to get it done on the entrance into TK1? He does. That is a good, strong move. Let's see if we can get that on our replay. That was an incredible move. See, round the outside of TK1, easy as you'd like. And he's well and truly got pace. He's got 2.6 seconds to find with a 1:32.6. Good, strong pace at this point. So Scar's starting to range into Budsy. Budsy looks like he's starting to suffer in terms of tyre life just a little bit. And there's going to be a lot of prospective team owners at this point who are going to be very, very keen on getting a few of these guys in as this battle between Scar and Budsy heats up. Scar's on the fastest lap of the race at this point, not by a little bit. Is he going to have a look up the inside of Budsy? Budsy covers, goes defensive. He's just got so much traction, but it nearly kicks out on him. 2 into the Frou-Frou-Frou, doesn't work. Budsy holds his line. Can Scar get it done? Gets into the corner very quickly. Oh, a little bit of bumping and grinding, but it's done. They're still side by side as they enter understeer. Oh, a little bit of a bump. Scar gets through, though. That was a very strong move. As Revs has just gone wide. So Revs has had a moment on the Frou-Frou-Frou as well. Frou-Frou-Frou is starting to bite. Kung Fu, the gap between himself and Lewis now is 1.1. 31.8, fastest lap of the race for Lewis, but we've got a feeling that Scar might just go even quicker than that. To Lunacy, just running a solid race at the moment, P3. Salazar in P4, Scar is starting to range in, and look at the gap already. It's over a second between himself and Budsy. Scar's on pace. Look at this. He's absolutely flying at this point. Prospective team owners possibly salivating at the look of this guy. He's wicked fast. So, just move up the field a little bit because Lewis has started to range in a little bit on Kung Fu here. Sunshine just starting to creep out a little bit more. See what Lewis's tyre life is like, though, at this point. Kung Fu's going to have better tyres, being on a medium. Lewis looking very strong, and Kung Fu wants to break the toe. As Kung Fu's definitely breaking earlier into TK1. Cloud's starting to roll in a little bit, though. This is the battle for the lead. This is what we want to see. There's more battles happening behind. As Scar has closed in very quickly on Salazar. Salazar struggling with the rear end. It just does not want to grip. Can he go up the inside? Yes, he does. Goes up the inside of TK2, but this is where the battle is now. These guys don't want to get too cute. 5 seconds may seem like a big gap, but anything can happen in Sector 1. We've seen last lap clashes before. What can Lewis do? Can he put up one more slide uppercut? As Scar has actually gone up. Oh, there's a big moment! There's contact! There's huge contact! What's happened there? That was massive. What that's done is moved to Lunacy to P3. But you saw Salazar just went up the inside and Lunacy had nowhere to go. And that's taken Scar well and truly out of the battle. Budsy's been promoted to P4 a result of the carnage. Scar into P5, Salazar into P6. He won't be feeling happy about that. But it is the final lap now, and it is a make it or break it final lap for these two. Just seems like Lewis might have one last lunge in some form. He's got to set it up either down at the S's or his last port of call, 135R. Can the tyres hold on is the real question here. Is Lewis going to have a look? He goes up the inside. He's definitely going to have a look up the S's. Oh, Kung Fu gives him plenty of room. Lewis gets it done though. That was great sportsmanship between the two. Lewis now has the lead. To Lunacy's going to hold P3 at this point. Budsy just behind. It's been an absolutely crazy battle so far for this first 13 lapper. Has Kung Fu got one last karate chop left? One last roundhouse kick. Oh, he thought about it. Lewis covered the line brilliantly though. And it's going to be a very good first win for Lewis. A strong pre-season race. Great strategy call. Kung Fu P2. Oh, there's going to be a drag race here between Lunacy and Budsy though for third. The gap is dropping, but Lunacy might just have Budsy. He does. Scar P5. Salazar will cross the line in 6th as Shizer will come home in P7. Boybagum in P8. Pretty good recovery. Dadson in P9. Rev's Law will cross the line in P10. Bit of a learning experience for him. Renegade will come across the line here in P11. Killer will be pretty relieved to get this one over. P12. And our pole sitter for next race will be Revolver, who crosses the line in P13, but reverse grid race. Holy jeez, but congratulations goes to HC Lewis. What a race. Holy jeez. So, we will just get... Oh, no, I don't want that. So, we'll go through our results, boy. And as you can see, HC Lewis, P1, first race. Crazy Good Kung Fu, P2. To Lunacy, P3. Budsy, P4. Scar with the fastest lap of the race. He'll finish 5th. Salazar Slytherin in P6. 7th is Shizer. 8th is Boybagum. Dadson in P9. Rev's Law in 10th. Renegade will finish 11th. Killer on the Loose in 12th. Revolver in 13th. And of course TJ with the DNF. So that is race 1 run and done. Holy mother of Mary. How do you pick that one? That was just crazy.
It was.
Yeah. So, who impressed you the most there, Cruisin'?
I would have to say, yeah, the top 3 plus Scar, I think.
Yeah, I think Scar's pace was phenomenal. It really, yeah, it really was fantastic. So, what we'll do for the next race as well, Cruisin', we'll make the mediums and the softs a mandatory tyre. We'll make sure that that's all ready to go. It should be a...
Yeah, no, that's all done. That was in this race.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, so, yeah.
Except I can't do reverse grid.
You should be able to set it to slowest first.
Oh, is that reverse grid, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Alrighty-o, guys. That, I think, was a pretty crazy battle, but we're going to see how these guys go when there's a bit more racecraft to be involved. We'll see how See how sportsmanlike they get when there's a bit of a battle further back in the pack than usual. I'm looking very much forward to a reverse grid race. We haven't done one of these for quite a while. We saw last week, of course, in the, I believe it was the GT4 race in the, which track was it? I know it's a big trial mountain. I think it is. It's a mountain where they do a lot of trials. Trial mountain, that's the one. Yep. So that was an absolutely slobber knocker event, and I'm looking very much forward to seeing how this reverse grid race turns out. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. I'm looking very much forward to that one. And guys in chat, just checking the chat out at the moment. Buncrack has said ABS is allowed. That is correct. Dadson, forgot to buy mediums also. TJ and I had a senior moment. TJ and Dadson are both senior members of Sector 1, so we'll let that go. Just the Adam says Cruisin' is an absolute legend. Yes, he does. Salazar came from 13th, so he's happy with that performance. 13th to 4th. I'd give that the driver of the day, or as we're calling it now, the Womble. Looking very much forward to seeing how Salazar goes this race. If anything's to go by, it's going to be a pretty brutal fight for pretty much the entire field. Scape's hit the wall. Scape's day is done. I like that call from Shadow Racing there. That was brilliant. So, guys, we are looking very much forward to seeing Season 8 kick off very, very soon, of course. It was the 23rd of April, I believe, that we are going to start round 1. And from there, we are looking at 12 rounds. It is one of the longest calendars we've ever done. It actually is the longest calendar we've ever done. I'm going to stand corrected on that one. We're going all over the world. There's some tracks there. I'm looking very, very much forward to jumping in and enjoying. And it's going to be absolute carnage. We're no longer doing timed races except for our sprint races and our endurance races, which the Enduros are back. We're looking very forward to those ones. The sprint races as well. We've got a GT3 sprint and a GT4 sprint, and also GT3, GT4 Enduros. A couple of the tracks in question for those are going to be absolutely fantastic places that we're very much looking forward to going to. And a couple of these sprint races, they're going to have the boys on the edge of their seats. That's definitely for sure. The calendar's looking good. And, of course, if you do want to see the calendar or anything coming up, make sure you jump in our Discord. We're looking very much forward to seeing who's going to jump behind the wheel and get involved. Yes, Stickers, I stand corrected. Season 7, not Season 8. You can tell I've been out of the comms box for a while. There's dust everywhere. And it's still messy from not just last week, but the Sector 1 Awards, where we had an absolute blast. So we're just waiting at the moment, Cruisin', to get underway whenever you're ready.
Yeah, just waiting on some players to ready.
Yep, no worries. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We are just going to get involved in this one, and I'm looking very much forward to seeing, especially how Lewis went last race. He played a brilliant strategic call, and Scar was right up there. I'll give him props for that until that absolute carnage that happened at 135R. So just waiting on one more driver to get back in their car. It looks like they're just struggling to do up the harnesses down at the Hoon Corp squad. It looks like they got the big transporter in this week. Seems like they're just starting to find their footing here in Sector 1, which is great news to see, as well as everyone else that's been getting involved. A lot of the new blood here tonight that want to get involved in Sector 1 and really stake a claim in one of, if not the best sim racing league in all of Australia, especially on the Gran Turismo platform, where it's all really originated from. It's all kicked off from. So I'm looking very much forward to Season 7, and I think these guys are as well. A lot of these guys definitely wanted a part of the GT3, GT4 season that's coming up, and the way it's going to work, it's going to be very, very interesting. So one weekend GT3, one weekend GT4. Each team chooses a manufacturer, of course, and the drivers, once they've selected their manufacturer, can pick a GT3 and a GT3 car of their choice from that manufacturer. So for example, BMW, one driver could have an M6 and one driver could have the Z4. It depends on how it all works, but once you choose the car you're in it for the season. So, lot of testing going ahead for that one. So,
Good to go.
Good to go. Beautiful.
Yeah.
I reckon I am ready when you are, my friend, as we jump back down to the track. And one thing I learned from Gran Turismo doing Gran Turismo things was that it was just a little bit of carnage with the start, of course. A lot of guys that thought that they would get away very quickly. Just waiting for the lights to come on. Long hold. Lights are on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As we go racing. It looks like we've had HK Lewis has actually started from pole here, so it's not completely reverse grid. Lewis though looking very strong. TJ's gone very, very wide already. There's carnage behind us. Revolver's already gone. He's dropping down to the shadow realm. Cuts in front of Renegade. Can he go? No, he doesn't. So he's already had wheel issues tonight. Oh, there's more wheel spin. Looks like a lot of these other guys have gotten around very, very clean as we see the battle between... Oh, there's contact! Who's that guy? That's Salazar. Salazar's had a big oversteer moment. He's clipped the grass on the exit of TK2. Lewis has gotten away and there's contact between Budsy. Oh, there's carnage! Absolute carnage behind! So Revs has had a big moment. Oh, he's nearly absolutely clobbered. Let's see what's happened there. Absolute carnage just ensued and he nearly absolutely hit. Was it Revolver? Oh, he barely got through. Back up the front now, Lewis and TJ. We'll see what Lewis can do under pressure against an established driver, a former champion. As TJ runs wide to Lunacy in third. Datsun all the way up to fourth. Boybegum up to fifth. Killer in P6. Shizer seventh. Budsy in P8. Salazar in P9. Renegade 10th at the moment. Revolver P11. Kung Fu 12th. Scars in 13th. So well and truly a long way back there. So I wonder what's happened there. Keep our eye on the action anyway. Shizer's definitely looking to make moves. Goes around the outside of TK2. Surely not. Surely not. Can he get it done? In the special FND livery. Still side by side at the moment with Killer. He's going to have a look up the inside. Is Killer? Is he going to send it? No. Shizer just makes sure it's done. Great move. Battle up the front though. Still less than a second between Lewis and TJ. So TJ has a very big moment on the exit of 135R. Lunacy's got Datsun behind. So this will be interesting for Lunacy, and it also very interesting for Datsun. Lunacy was very, very fast in our time trials. And Boybegum's got a bit of a clean run now as well. So Killer at the moment, P7's just trying to find his rhythm. So Cruisin', I'm just going to double check who started in the medium tyre. Is there...
I think we've got the top 3 on mediums, and then that 4th position is on softs, and then we've got 5th position in mediums, and the back of the field there's a couple on softs.
So Shizer at the moment up to P6 at this point. He's doing a good job at the moment, actually. Still holding his own. It seems like he's actually starting to claw time out of Boybegum, which is pretty huge. Because Boybegum's lost touch with Datsun and Lunacy. Oh, Datsun has a big moment. Can he hold it? He does. Good car control there. But what that's done is just clawed back a bit of time. Got Budsy and Killer on the loose. Budsy's going to have to defend. Killer just sends it up the inside. Can Budsy get it done though? He does. Good move, and looks like Salazar's decided to have a little bit of a look as well on that recovery drive after that big moment on the exit of TK2. Can he get it done? No, looks like he's just going to pit, so... Lewis now has just stretched the legs a little bit. TJ 1.1 behind. These guys got a paddock behind them. Dadson just starting to gap these two in front of him. Shies is definitely coming though. Budsy's also starting to make hay while the sun shines since that battle with Killer. Revolver had that big moment at turn 1. Nearly got absolutely clobbered by Rebs on the way through the second S's. Lunacy's pitted now, so Lunacy's going to be the first to blink. So I reckon we might see a couple of more of these two stoppers. See where they're at. Salazar's also pitted. Kung Fu now just got to find something. He's down in P11. Scar's got a 3-second penalty at this point, so the race is not really going Scar's way at this point. Albeit there's been some issues. The gap between Lewis and TJ, though, starting to close back up. So looks like Lewis is just starting to look after the tyres a little bit. It's going into tyre management mode. TJ looking very comfortable behind the wheel at this point. Wonder if Revolver can just try and start to make a bit of movement on Killer at this point. 1.5 seconds is the gap now. There's still plenty of time in this race. So Lunacy's only 2 seconds behind now, behind Revolver. He's found the gap to pit, not get held up, but Lunacy's got a lot of work to do. He's got to make these tyres last. Doing a very good job though. Absolutely beautiful picturesque scenery here at Yamigiwa Circuit. It is one of the better looking tracks of Gran Turismo 7. Nestled in the oak trees. I do believe we're in the Honshu region, if I remember correctly. Anyway, how's the tyre life looking at the moment for the field cruiser? Is there any standouts at this point?
They're all looking at, they're all using about half their car. Oh, Dadson's pretty much burnt his tyres off his Mustang.
Oh, explains why Boybegum's right behind him as he comes in.
Yeah.
That's helped Shizer know it, that has.
Revolver's to be in. Yeah, Revolver's in.
Shizer now up to P4. This has been a strong drive. Looking very much forward to seeing what he's able to do against Boybegum. Shizer, of course, he was in the Division 3 Championship a couple of seasons ago. He's been a stalwart since the start of Sector 1. Racing under the CP Motorsports banner for a very, very long time is our good mate Shizer. Still looking comfortable behind the wheel too, may I add. Jump on board now with Shizer though. He's going to have a big look at Boybegum. Boybegum's got the elbows out. Oh, Shizer thinks better of it. Boybegum's compromised his cornering a little bit though. So head into 135R. Still plenty of time though. Lap 6. Budsy at the moment starting to feel the pressure from Lunacy, who's got the fastest lap of the race at the moment. 1 minute 31.8. Budsy's had a big oversteer moment, so those front rear tyres definitely not looking happy. They've Gap Killer on the loose in 7th, and then Dadson in P8. He's got Salazar and Kung Fu behind. Salazar's done a great job to sort of fight back here. Kung Fu P10, Renegade 11th, Revolver in 12th, and it looks like we've had ECU failures for Scar. TJ now has got the lead though, so the crossover of those tyres has started to come into effect. Is Lewis going to try the long strategy though? Worked for him in race 1. See what happens. Just go back a bit to this battle between Renegade and Revolver here at this point. And it looks like Renegade's just started to eke some time out. Of course, one of the new teams, Intercontinental Esports Group, or ISO as it's short for. You'll see a few of these guys preparing their cars throughout the lobbies. These guys are very, very keen to make an impact this season. It looks like Shies has just started to feel the heat. So Lunacy's now got around Budsy and is now starting to push on. And we're looking at that time between Lunacy and TJ starting to drop dramatically. As our medium runners are in now. Lewis has got a bit of a fuel save there. That's interesting. Boiber comes in and so is Shizer. Lunacy on the softs. Killer comes in as well. So it looks like everyone's just decided to throw it in. Dadson now goes up to P3. So he's done the undercut. And it seems to have worked. Salazar's done it as well. Boybegum now onto the soft tyre. To Lunacy now, the medium runner. So this is going to be very, very interesting. So this little battle pack here just starting to form up nicely, as well as the battle pack behind between Revolver, Budsy and Renegade. So Renegade's caught these guys. Budsy now just came out between a rock and a hard place in terms of his pit strategy as Renegade goes wide. But at this point, TJ's still got the lead of the race. 0.8 of a second. Lewis looking very strong though. And then we've got this absolute festive battle going down here. 5 cars within Kui of each other as they go to the Fripu Fropu. Dadson leading the way from Salazar Slytherin. Then you got Boybegum, Shizer, and then Lunacy. Lunacy looking very strong. He's going to be hot property for next season. A lot of teams have had a very vested interest in quite a few of these big names in this pre-season. Salazar pits. Shizer now has just got to feel the heat. Problem for Dadson now is he's got to try and find something. He's got to dig deep. This battle between Revolver and Budsy at the moment is going on. Renegade's pitted. Budsy looking very strong indeed at this point. Revolver, of course, got around Renegade. Jump on board now with Budsy. So he enters TK2. He's doing a great job so far. A little bit of a recovery. But he's definitely got pace, as you can see by his second sector split. 0.6 clear on his best lap. Great line through the S's. Is he going to have a look at 135R? He's thinking about it. No, he's not. He's not going to have a look. Low. Revolver runs a little bit wide. Oh, a little bit of an oversteer moment. Is Budsy going to think about it through the Fripu Fropu? No, he doesn't. Great racing by these two. Budsy sideways through the Fripu Fropu. As we tune in with this battle now to Lunacy's got around Shizer. He's also side by side with Boy Begum as they enter TK1. Is Boy Begum going to relent? Oh, a little bit of a bump and grind. So Boy Begum's going to force him to go the long way around as they enter the Cyborg S as Dadson is starting to struggle. On board the Dadson Racing Mustang, and look at the gaggle he's got behind him. Boy Begum, to Lunacy and Shies are all within absolutely you-know-what of each other. Dadson goes wide. There's a little bit of a contact moment. And to Lunacy says, thank you very much. Goes up the inside. Takes them both. Great move. Is Dadson going to have a look up the inside? No, he doesn't. Thinks better of it. Shies are now just hanging, waiting in the wings at the moment, but then you've got another battle forming just behind. Kung Fu P9, Killer P10. Salazar's had a big moment. He's dropped to P11, so he's had a massive moment. Renegade now in P12. His front battle though, TJ runs wide onto the front straight. That's completely compromised him. HC Lewis is going to have a big argument about this one. TJ set the fastest lap of the race, only to be bettered by Lewis. This battle's still raging on at this moment. Shizer now goes up the inside of Dadson, so Dadson really struggling with the tyre life at the moment. That's probably going to be key for next season as well. The way the tyre life will work on these cars and how everyone's driving, how everyone's tuning. Lewis is right there now. TJ goes defensive. Can he get the job done? Lewis doing a great job so far to put pressure on. As they enter 135R, TJ having some serious ECU issues at this point. Still needs to hold on for 2 and a bit laps. This pace is red hot between these guys. As they enter the Frippu Froppu. Seems like TJ knows he's just going defensive. He's got to find something. He's got to dig deep to stay in front because Lewis's pace late on in that second half of the first race was absolutely fantastic. Meanwhile, the battle here has started to spread out a little bit. To Lunacy's cleared Boy Begum by 0.8 of a second. Shizer now in 5th. And Dadson definitely struggling on tyre life at this point. Budsy 7th. Killer P8. Salazar 9th. Renegade 10th. Kung Fu 11th. And Revolver 12th. But the battle is still raging up at the front. It's TJ just using every bit of the track and he's off! He's off! Absolutely spanked the wall! See if we can get a replay of that one. But that did not end well. Just clips the grass and he just straddles the curb and the car just throws him into the wall. He's going to have dirty tyres. He's got to hold on. He's got a 2-second gap to Lunacy's closing in. Boy Begum with a fantastic save. Dadson's got around Shizer, so Shizer's had a moment. Now he's under the threat of Budsy. Is Budsy going to have a look up the inside? He does. He's pushed it straight up the inside. Shizer tries to get the cut back. No, Budsy's got it done. That's a great move. See if we can get that on our replay. He made it happen very, very early too. It was a great move. Just showed pure intent on the inside. That's a strong move though as we enter the final lap of the race. TJ still 3 seconds ahead of Lunacy, so looks like he might just have second sewn up bar any mistakes. Boy Begum in 4th. Great drive tonight by Boy Begum. Dadson in 5th. Budsy's still arguing with Shizer, so this battle definitely still not over. Killer in 8th. Salazar 9th. Renegade P10 as he enters the final lap. Kung Fu 11th. Revolver to P12 at this point. We'll keep our eyes on the man who won the first race. He won it comfortably. That battle with TJ was absolutely critical. He pushed him to his limits. He's come out the other side in sunshine and he's going to take a second win here. And this is a statement of intent. We'll have to keep our eyes very, very firmly peeled on this guy because he is proper Div 1 pace. Goes around the last corner. HC Lewis, absolutely dominant at Circuit Yamigiwa. TJ in P2. Looks like there's a bit of a drag happening behind him though. To Lunacy P3, he'll hold it. Boybagum 4th. Dadson in 5th. Budsy's avoided the pressure of Shizer there. He'll take 6th. Shizer in 7th. Killer and Salazar having an absolute fantastic battle onto the drag strip. Killer will take 8th. Salazar 9. Isa Renegade 10th. Bit of a rough one for Kung Fu. He'll come around the last corner now. Has arguably the best livery on the grid. Kung Fu will cross the line in 11th. And Revolver, who's had a pretty rough race. He'll come across the line in P12. But congratulations does go to HC Lewis. What a race! What a night for Lewis and the Hoon Corp Esports crew. Wonder who's going to sign him as he waves with his windscreen wipers there. TJ in P2. Still got what it takes. Just cracked under pressure slightly. And then to Lunacy in P3. Make no mistake, this guy's going to be hot property as well. That is your podium for tonight's event, guys, for the reverse grid. Or mixed grid. But congratulations does go to HC Lewis. What a race. So we'll just go through our results as well. HC Lewis takes the chocolates and takes the fastest lap of the race with a 1 minute 31.7. TJ in 2nd. Lunacy in 3rd. Boybagum 4th. Dadson in 5th. I've just accidentally pressed that one. Anyway, 6th was Budsy. 7th was Shizer. 8th was... Oop, there we go. 8th was Killer. 9th was Salazar. Isa Renegade in 10th. 11th was Kung Fu. Revolver P12. Scar in 13th. Revs Law in 14th. And that is the second event run and done. So, who do we put up for the Womble for tonight's event? I'd have to say Lewis, easily. I think Lewis was just way too clean. Thought very, very, very brilliantly about his strategies. And, yeah, looked very, very strong indeed. Cruisin', have you got anyone in mind that you want to pick for driver of the day? Or the Womble?
Yeah, Boyker kept it clean. Something like he was mid-pack, but he didn't really have any spins. So that's always...
Yeah. I agree. And I think, yeah, it's going to be a crazy race all night that was. I think it was fantastic fun, and we'll see how that, see how it all goes. But stay tuned, guys, because we'll have some... we've got a couple of big events coming down the track, but we'll keep our eyes peeled on the socials for those ones, as I'm looking to host more fun events, of course. Looking very much forward to seeing what happens in those very fun events. I've got a last man standing event in the works as a brainwave, which is going to be interesting. So more details of that will be shared on our Discord. Probably host that midweek, but we'll wait and see. I've just got to get that over the traps at some stage. The Womble award has gone to Womble. 4 drivers already voting for him, so we'll just leave it there. Anyway, Cruisin', any final thoughts on tonight?
It's all good.
anyway, I think we'll call it a night for tonight. We'll just try and have a pretty relaxing one. A big thank you goes to all the drivers that participated tonight. We do apologise about the reverse grid. We sort of made it more of a mixed grid. Still brought out some fantastic racing, especially early on. That was just fantastic. So a massive thanks to all the guys that jumped in behind the wheel tonight. It's going to be fantastic to see where quite a few of these guys end up, and it wasn't just sheer race pace we saw. It was great sportsmanship as well, and even looking through the chat, there's a lot of guys that are just, very sportsmanlike, getting involved, and yeah, great to see. And big thank you to you as well, Cruisin', for hosting tonight's event. So thank you very, very much for coming into the box with me and enjoying a very nice night. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to sign this one off. I am Brent, aka Karen, and we look forward to seeing you at our next event. Stay tuned on all our socials. Make sure you like the screen. Don't forget to subscribe. And we are looking forward to seeing you on our next adventure of Sector 1. And of course, where do I stop stream? Anyway, I'll figure that out. Good night, everybody.